Hello guys, welcome to DTW Tutorials. Welcome. So today I'm going to be solving 15 GED math practice tests, okay, in this video. All right, and if this is your first time on this channel, DTW Tutorials is an educational channel that supports students with their maths and physics with free videos. All right, so if this is your first time, please try to click the subscribe button to support us to do more. And please, before we delve into solving the questions now, please later on do check the description box of this video to see other things I offer to help and support you with your GED maths exam. Okay, don't forget to check the description box of the video. All right, okay, so let's move on to question 1. So question 1 says solve this. We have 10 minus 5 in a parenthesis. We have a plus here, we have a 4, we have multiplication, and we have 11 here. So this is the order of what operation. All right, and do we remember how to solve this particular operation? All you just need to do is write down your board mass. Okay, this is the rule you use in solving these particular questions when you have different signs. All right, so you have to know what to start with first so you don't fail the question. So the first thing, B stands for what? Bracket. O, okay, let me just write this down for you. Bracket. O is an off. D is what? Division. M is multiplication. Okay, your A is addition, and YS is what? Subtraction. All right, okay, so the first thing to do is the B, the bracket, that's our parenthesis. Let's solve what is in the bracket. Now, what is in the bracket says what? 10 minus 5. And what is 10 minus 5? That will give us a 5. So we are left with 5 plus 4 times 11. So what's the next operation to perform? Okay, the next says off. There's no off in this particular question. D, that's division. There's no division sign here. M says multiplication. There is a multiplication sign here. So all we need to do is say what? 4 times 11. All right. And what is 4 times 11? I hope you still remember. 4 times 11. That will give us 4 times 1 is what? 4. Okay. And 4 times 1 here we have 4. So 4 times 11 is what? 44. So we're left with 5 plus 44. Okay, and the next thing to do is what? Addition, and we just have one sign left, so definitely to be an addition will perform. Okay, so and what is 5 plus 44? Let's just add this here, plus 5, and we have a 4 plus 5 is what? 9. So we'll drop our what? 4 here. So our answer is what? 49, and our right option here is option B. Question 2 of our GED math practice test, it says the following set of data is given. We have 12, 14, 20. There's a typo here. This should be 22. Okay, so 12, 14, 22, 18, 16, 14, 24, 16, and 14. Okay, the question says adding which pair of numbers would make the mean higher. Okay, I hope you still remember how the formula to get our mean, that's the average sum, okay, is to add up. Let's say, okay, now the question says adding which pair. So and a pair is made up of what? 2 numbers. Okay, so if you have 2, let's say for instance, let me just explain this. If you have 2 numbers, for instance, we take okay, let's not take any number here. Let's say we take 2 and 3. We have 2 numbers. To get the mean, it will be what? It will be what? 2 plus what? 3, then divide by 2, because we have 2 numbers. So you add, then you divide by 2. So this will give us what? What mean. All right, that is what? 5 over 2. Okay, then I just use this to explain. So let's get back to the question. So the question says adding which pair of numbers would make the mean higher. Okay, so for our mean to be higher, and we know that our mean is just simply since it's a pair, we'll add 2 numbers and divide by 2. So which of the pair would make the mean higher? Definitely it will have to just pick the 2 highest number here. Okay, because when we add them up, and divide by 2, we're going to have a higher mean value. All right, and what's the two highest number here? The first highest number is what? 24, and the second what is what? 22. So when we add this and divide by 2, definitely we are going to have a higher mean. Should we try it on this in this option? I think we can try it together. Okay, so what is 12? 12 plus 14 will give us what? 26, and 26 divided by 2 will give us what? 13. All right, and this is what 12 plus 16. What would this give us? This will give us what? 28 divided by 2 will give us what? 14. And this is what? 18 plus 22. 18 plus 22. You have 8 plus 2, here will be a 0, carry 1, and 1 plus 1, that is a 2, and 2 plus 2 will give us what? A 40. So we have 40 divided by 2, and this will give us what? What's 40 divided by 2? It will give us 20, and here we have 22 plus 24, okay? What would this give us? This will give us what? 2 plus 4, that's a 6, and 2 plus 2 will give us what? 4. And what is 46? Divided by 2, that will give us, what would that give us? That will give us what? A 23. You can see that this would make the mean higher. So our right option here is option D, which are pairs of numbers will be 22 and 24. So this is our answer. Question 3 of the GED Maths Practice Test says, Abigail would like to purchase a new Kindle for $160. She has a coupon at Best Buy for 20% off. That's a coupon, that's a discount. Okay, whenever you see coupon, it's a what? A discount. Okay, she has a discount of what? 20% what? Off. How much will the Kindle cost if she uses the coupon? Okay, so how much will it cost if she uses the coupon, which she has a 20% discount off? So we have to find the 20% of $160. Okay, when we get that, then we'll subtract the value we get from 160 to know how much she's going to buy the what? Kindle. Okay, that's the cost of the Kindle. So how do we get 20% of 160? All you need to do is say 160 times what? 20. You know, this is 20% divided by, percentage means what? 100 divided by 100. All right, that's to get the discounted amount. That's 20% of 160. Okay, follow me closely. All right, so this will cancel out, this 0 will cancel out this 0. This 0 will cancel out this 0. So we're left with what? 16 times 2. And what is 16 times 2? That will give us what? 32. I hope we know that. 16 times 2, let's do this together. 2 times 6 will give us what? 12. So we drop 12 and what? Carry a 1 here. And 2 times 2 is 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is what? 3. That's how we got 32. Okay, so the discount is what? 32 what? Dollars. Okay, so for now, the question still says, how much would the Kindle cost if she uses the coupon? And this is the value of the coupon. That's 20% of 160 is what? $32. So this is the value of the coupon. So let's subtract 32 from 160 to know how much the Kindle will cost if she uses the coupon. So 160 minus 32, what will this give us? Let's subtract this together. This is 0, 0. You can't subtract 2 from 0. You borrow a 1 from 6, take a 1 here, and when you borrow this 1, this becomes 10. 10 minus 2 will give us what? 8. Okay, we're left with what here? We're left with what? 5. And 5, you know, we took 1 before, so we're left with what? 5. 5 minus 3 will give us what? 2. And this is 1. 1 minus, this is 0 here. 1 minus 0 will give us a 1. So the value of the Kindle when she uses the coupon is what? $128. And our right option here is option D. Question 4 of the GED Maths Practice Test, it says, on the last day camp, Crystal wants to treat her cabin to popsicles. She has 12 girls in her cabin. At the camp store, Crystal can buy a pack of 4 popsicles for $3.50. That's $3.50. What will it cost her to buy popsicles for her entire cabin. Okay, so the question says, what will it cost her to buy popsicles for her entire cabin? Okay, this question needs us to reason well. Okay, that's on this. We have to first of all understand the question. Now, Krista has 12 girls in her cabin. All right, so the question says, what will it cost her to buy popsicles for her entire cabin of what? 12 girls. And in the question, it says that at the camp store, Krista can buy a pack, okay, a pack of 4 popsicles. That's mean one pack. In one pack, you have what? 4 popsicles, okay? That's in one pack. All right, and it goes for what? $3.50. Okay, that's one pack goes for what? $3.50. All right, and each pack is made up of what? 4 popsicles. All right, so now how many packs would the 12 girls what would be enough for the 12 girls? Okay, since one pack is what? 4 popsicles. So how do we get this? All we need to do is just say 12 divided by 4. Okay, since one pack is made up of what? 4 popsicles. So we just divide 12 by 4 to know how many packs that the girls would need. Okay, know how many packs she can get for 12 girls. All right, so and what is 12 divided by 4? That will give us what? 3. So she needs 3 packs, okay, of popsicles for 12 girls. All right, because if you multiply 3 times 4, since one pack is what? 4 popsicles, so 3 times 4 will give us what? 12 popsicles for her entire cabin what? Crew. Okay, so from here we know that it is 3 packs she needs, and the price for one pack according to our question here is what? $3.50. So all we need to do is just multiply 3 times what? $3.50. And what would that give us? If you punch in your calculator, 3 times 3 that's 3 times 3.50, 3.5 that's 3 times $3.50 will give us what? $10.50. All right, that's when you punch in your calculator, you're going to get this value. All right, and our right option here is option A. Or better still, if you want us to multiply this together to know how I got the $10.50, you just do this way and say 3 times 5 is what? 15. So you drop down a 5 and carry 1. 3 times 3 is what? 9. And 9 plus 1 will give us what? A 10. All right, so this is it. Here we have just one decimal place. So all you need to do is just shift your decimal place by what? Just once. And just one, shift it 1, take your decimal place 1, since we just have a decimal point here, and we're left with what? 10.50. That is what? $10.50. Okay, this is how we got $10.50. Question 5 of the GED Math Practice Test. It says solve the inequality y minus 9 is greater than 18. Okay, this is the greater than sign, and this is the what? Less than sign. All right, okay, so let's solve this together. So we have here y minus 9 greater than what? 18. Okay, in inequality, you know, the less than sign and greater than sign is just like an equal to sign. Okay, but the only point in time where your less than sign or equal to or greater than sign changes to the other is when you divide both sides by a negative value. Okay, let's say -1 or a -2. Okay, that is only the time that this sign would what? Change to the other. Okay, so but here let's see if we're going to do any division. I doubt it. All right, so for here all we need to do is keep y on one side of the equation and keep the letters on one side of the equation and take the numbers to the other side. All right, so from here we have what? Y is what? Less than 10. Taking minus 9 to the other side, this your negative sign is going to what? Change to a positive sign. So we have what? 18 plus what? 9. And if you don't understand the rules of your negative and positive sign during multiplication, division, addition, okay, there's a video on the DTW channel that say I think the video title is understanding the rules of positive and negative sign. I'm going to drop a card, okay, or or the link of the video in the description box. Okay, you can try to check out that video to understand your signs if you are confused about signs when it moves from one part of from a part of the equal to sign to another side. All right, and when you multiply, when you subtract, how the signs changes. Okay, understanding that. Okay, I'm going to drop the link on in the description box of this video. Right? Okay, so for here, when you take a minus sign to the other side of the equation, it changes to a positive sign. So you have here 18 plus 9. So what is this? What is 18 plus 9? So y is what? Greater than 18 plus 9 will give us what? 27. All right, so this is our answer, and our right option here is option A. Question 6 of the GED Maths practice test, it says Peter went to the hardware store with $10. He needs to purchase some light plate and outlet covers. Here are the prices at the store. Okay, the first price is the light plate covers cost what? 75 cents. The outlet plate covers cost what? $1.25. Now the question says he has enough money to purchase which set of item below. Okay, so he has what? $10. That's what our question says. Okay, and he goes to the hardware store and he needs to purchase some light plates and what? Outlet plate covers. Okay, so and the question says how he has enough money to purchase which set of items. So how many light plate covers and outlet plate covers can he buy that would be within the range of what? $10. Okay, that's what we have to find. All right, and you have an option. The options here says 7 light plate covers and 4. If you buy 7 light plate covers and 4 outlet plate covers. Okay, so if he buys this, let's check the amount. We're going to check the cost of each of these options to know if it falls within the range of what? $10. Okay, that would help us know if he has enough money to purchase any of these sets. Okay, so for this 7 light plate covers, what is the cost of 7 the light plates? So we have that is 75 cents. So we have what? 7 times, that's 0.5 plus 4 times how many? The cost of the outlet plate covers is what? $1.25. So that's 4. Okay, this is 7 light plate covers and 4 outlet plate covers. Okay, that's why we have 7 here and this. Okay, so what are we going to get here? If we punch in our calculator, 7 times this plus 4 times 1.5, we are going to get what? This is going to give us 10.25. That is $10.25, which is what? More than $10. So it doesn't have enough money to buy option A. Let's check option B. Option B says what? 6 light plate covers. That's 6 times 75 cents plus, then you have 6 out plate covers. That's 6 times what? $1.25. Okay, when we punch in our calculator, and we're going to get what? We're going to get what? $12. Okay, which is not enough. It just has $10. So this is quite much. So he can't what? The money is not enough to purchase what? Option B. So let's try to check option C. Option C says 6 light plate covers. That's 6 times what? 0.75 plus 4 times what? Outlet covers, which is what? 1.25. Okay, when we punch in our calculator, we are going to get what? We're going to get what? $9.50 Okay, that's what we're going to get, $9.50. Okay, this falls within the range. Okay, it is not greater than 10. All right, so he has enough money to buy option C. But let's check option D also. Option D says 5 light plate covers. That's 5 times 0.75 plus 6 outlet covers. Okay, outlet plate covers, that's 6 times what? 1.25. And what would that give us? Okay, what would that give us? If we punch in our calculator, we're going to get what? 11.25. Okay, that's $11.25, which is greater than what? 10. So he doesn't have enough money to buy option D. Okay, so from this option, the amount he has enough to buy any of the options is what option what C. That is what $9.50, which falls within the range for $10. So he has enough money to purchase what 6 light plate covers and 4 outlet plate covers. So our right option is option C. Question 7 of the GED math practice test. It says, what is the slope of the line? Okay, we have a graph here and the question says, what is the slope of the line? Remember the formula to find the slope of the line? It is what? M is equal to what? Y2 minus what? Y1 over x2 minus what? X1. Okay, so to get the slope of the line, you just need to pick 2 points on this graph, okay, to just draw a right angle triangle, then you trace out your values. This is what, this is your x, okay, this is your x-axis, and this is what your y-axis. All right, I hope you still remember that. So from here, let us pick these 2 easy points here, which is point 11 and point 9, okay, and let's draw, just trace like a triangle here, okay. So this is y2, okay, this point, trace this point here, you have y2, and trace this point here, you have what? Y1. So y1 is 9 and y2 is what? 11. Okay, to trace the point on the x-axis, you trace it, you just bring from this point on the line, you just trace down here, you have what? This is what? X1, okay, and from this point, okay, on the line here, which falls on 11, which is y2, you trace down and you have what? X2. Okay, so let's put in these values into our equation here. So what is y2? Y2 is 11 minus what is y1? Y1 is what? 9 divided by what is x2? X2 is what? This is the value of x2, 2 minus, and what is x1? X1 is what? 1. And what is 11 minus 9? 11 minus 9 is 2. And what is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is what? 1. So our slope of the line is equal to 2. Okay, this is our answer. All right, I know you might be asking, okay, what if I choose to pick from another point on this line? Would it still be the same answer? Yes, it would give you the same answer. Let's say, for instance, we consider picking this point 13 and 9. Okay, so let's draw a triangle this way, okay, and trace it down here. So we have our y2 now becomes what? 13, okay, and our y1 still remains 9, and our x1 still as 1, and trace this x2, our x2 becomes what? 3. Okay, so let's put in the value, or these are new points now. That's 13 and 9, okay, and 2 and 3. Let's put in these values here, and you see that we're still going to get 2. So what is y2 here? Our new y2 is what? 13. Okay, why I picked this point? You know, you have to pick points that will be easy for you to what? Trace down. If you come here and you pick a point here, you can see when you try to trace down, you don't know where this falls, right? It might be a 2.5, it might be a 2.6, it might be a 2.8. So it's always good you pick a point that traces down to an exact integer. Okay, you just have to. All right, okay, just pick, and you don't also pick a point here that you trace down to here and you don't know the exact value. Okay, this is this is not it didn't specify how many units are in between a number. Okay, that's 9 and 10. So it's always good you pick a whole number. That's why I picked here and here. All right, so in graph, make sure you pick a good side to get your slope. Okay, so let's also try this. Okay, let's come back here. So we have 13 minus, we still have a 9 here, minus 9 divided by x2 now becomes what? 3. So we have 3 minus 1. And what is 13 minus 9? That will give us 4. And what is 3 minus 1? That will give us what? 2. And what is 4 divided by 2? You know, 2 will go here 1, and 2 in 4 will go here 2. So you can see we still have 2. Okay, so the slope of the line is what? 2. And our right option here is option A. And I also think there's a typo here, so our right option is what? 2. Question 8 of the GED math practice test says the table below shows the number of bouncing ball possibilities at an arcade. Each of the bouncy balls have one color and one design. If a red bouncing ball is chosen at random, what is the possibility that it will have stars on it? Okay, so we have the table here, Okay, this is a yellow bouncing balls, and these are the designs on them. This is the red and this is the blue, but our question focuses on what? The red what? Bouncy balls. So the question says, what's the possibility that it will have stars on it? And this is a star. Okay, this is the value of the stars of what? The red bouncing ball. So we have 5 here, 3 and 4. So to get the possibility, okay, of choosing at random 3 red star bouncing balls, okay, so what would that be? Okay, and you should remember that possibility of choosing an item at random is equal to what? The possible outcome over what? The total number, let's just say number of outcome. Okay, and the question now says what? The question says, if a red bouncing ball is chosen at random, what is the possibility that it will have stars on it? So the possible outcome is that it will have stars on it. And how many star designed red bouncing ball do we have? We have what? 3. So our possible outcome is what? 3 stars red bouncing balls. Okay, so and what's the total number of outcome of the red balls? Okay, the total number of the red balls, that's the total number of outcome is what? 5 plus 3 plus 4. What is 5 plus 3? That will give us 8. And what is 8 plus 4? That will give us what? 12. Okay, so the total number of outcomes, since we're focusing on our red bouncing ball, okay, is what? 12. Okay, so from here we have 3 divided by 12. That's your possible outcome, which is what? 3 star designed red bouncing balls. Okay, so we have 3 divided by 12, and from here 3 can go here once and 3 can go in 12. How many times? 4 times, because 3 times 4 is what? 12. So we're left with what? 1 over 4. So this is our right answer, and our right option is option A. Question 9 of the GED Math Practice Test says, below is a chart showing the attendance record for a math summer camp. Okay, so we have this chart here. Let us see what the question says. It says, on which day is the number of student attendance a prime number? Okay, on which day is the number of student attendance a prime number? First of all, let us understand what a prime number means. I hope we remember what a prime number means. A prime number is a number that can only be divided by itself, okay, itself and 1. Okay, so you have prime numbers like what? You have prime numbers like 3, you have prime numbers like 5, 7, 11, and you have prime numbers like 13 and so on. Okay, I've also forgot to put the 1 and 2 here. Okay, so these are what? Prime numbers. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. All right, and 11, 13, and you go on so forth. All right, so these are numbers that can only be divided by itself, no other number, and 1. Okay, so you can see that 7, it can only be divided by itself and 1. Okay, 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 7 divided by 1 is still 7. All right, so these are what? Prime numbers. Don't forget the definition of prime numbers. They are numbers that can only be divided by itself and 1. So let's get back to our table here. So the question says, on which day is the number of student attendance a prime number? So looking at our table, you have Monday. Monday says 12. 12 is an even number. Tuesday says 11. Yes, 11 is a prime number. Wednesday says 14. 14 is an even number. Thursday says 12. 12 is an even number. So our right option here is what? 11. Okay, which is a prime number. And 11 falls on which day? The attendance taken on what? Tuesday. So our right answer here is what? Tuesday, and this is what? Option C. That is the day in which the number of student attendance is what? A prime number. Question 10 of the GED Math Practice Test says, Taylor is trying to fill an old fire pit in his front yard with dirt. How much dirt will he need to fill the entire pit? Round up to the nearest whole number. Okay, so after we find how much dirt he needs, then the question also goes further to say we should round up to the nearest whole number. Okay, so this is the pit. Now if you see this shape here, what is this shape? Do we remember this? This shape is the shape of a what? Cylinder. Okay? And the question says, how much dirt will he need to fill the entire pit? So it means the volume, okay? The volume of dirt that he needs to fill this what? Entire pit. And when you're talking of volume and cylinder, it means you are to find the what? The volume of this cylinder. And what is the formula to find the volume of a cylinder? To find the formula to find the volume of a cylinder is what? V, that's our volume, is equal to what? Pi r square h. Okay? Alright, so where r is what? Your what? Radius. Alright, from our diagram here, we've been given our diameter. Okay, the distance from this point to this point is our diameter. And the distance from here to here is our height, which is what? 2.5 feet. Okay, the diameter here is what? Let me write this clearly for you. 3 feet. Okay, so from here to here, diameter is what? 3 feet. So to get our radius, how do we get our radius? All right, our radius is what? Our diameter divided by 2. Okay, so what is our diameter here? Our diameter is what? 3 divided by 2. And what is 3 divided by 2? 3 divided by 2 is a what? 1.5 what? Feet. Okay, so from here we know our height as what? 2.5 feet. So let's place in the values into our formula. All right, so we have here pi r squared, which is times what? 1.5 all squared times what? 2.5. Okay, so if we punch in our calculator, a pi times a 1.5 squared times 2.5 will give us what? 17.69. okay, it's going to give us 17.69. And the question says what? Round up to the nearest whole number. Okay, you know, in rounding up to the nearest whole number, all we need to do, the number immediately after the dot, okay, which is 6, all right, is 6 greater than or equal to 5 or less than 5? Is 6 less than 5? No, it is greater than 5. Okay, all right. So, and it's not equal to 5, but it's greater than 5. So it means we can approximate a 1 into what? 7 here. All right. So we can approximate a 1 to 7 here. So when we carry this 1 here, we have 1 plus 7, which will give us what? 18. So we have 18 what? Cubic what? Feet. Okay, this is our volume. All right, so this is the how much dirt he will need to fill the entire pit. That is what? 18 cubic what? Feet. And our right option here is option B. Question 11 of the GED Math Practice Test says Kim lives 3 city blocks north of the public library. Each city block in her town is 1 kilometer. Okay, so we have, let us try to interpret this question. It says north of the public library. Okay, let's draw a coordinate here. Okay, these are coordinates here, and we name this our public library. Okay, and it says north. This is north. This is what? Your west, your east, and your what? South. So north of the public of the, she lives here. Let's say she lives somewhere here. Okay, this is Kim's house here. All right, this is Kim's house where she lives, north of the what? Public library. Okay, and it says 3 city block. Each city block in her town is 1 kilometer. So let's say this is 1 block, this is another block, and this is another block, and each is what? 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 what? Kilometer. Okay, so the total here is what? 3 kilometers. All right, okay, so the question says the market is 4 blocks west of the library. Okay, 4 blocks west. This is the library, west of the library, west. 4 blocks starts to be a longer distance. So we have one block, 2 block, 3 block, and let's say this is the 4th block. And remember, in her town, each block is what? 1 what? Kilometer. 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 what? Kilometer. Okay, so the total kilometer here is what? 4 kilometer. Okay, now the question says, if Kim leaves her house and walks to the library and then to the market before returning home, what is the total distance she will have walked? Okay, so it said if Kim leaves her house, walks to the library, then to the market, and also return back home, what is the total distance she would have walked? Okay, so we have to calculate this. So from here, Kim walks to the library. She first walks 3 kilometers. We just write 3 kilometers here. Plus from the public library, she goes to the market. That's from the public library to the market. This is the market. Okay, let's say the market has a beautiful roof this way. Okay, walks to the market. Okay, this is the market. As the market is what, 4 kilometers, so we're going to add a plus what, another 4 kilometers. All right, then before returning home, so she's in the market now, she needs to return back home. Okay, as she's returning back home from the market to the public library, it's another 4 kilometers, so we add another 4 kilometers. Then from the public library to Kim's house is another 3 kilometers, and we add plus another 3 kilometers. So that would be the total distance she would have walked. So we have to add up all this distance to get the total distance. And this is what 3 plus 4, which is what 7. 7 plus 4 is 11, and 11 plus 3 is what 14. So her total distance walked is what 14 kilometers. And our right option here is option D. Question 12 of the GED Math Practice Test. It says Paul is building a new dog house for his dogs. The old dog house has a base that measures 2 feet by 3 feet. Okay, and the plans for the new dog house have a base that measures 3 feet by 5 feet. How much larger is the area of the new dog house than the old dog house? Okay, so we're looking for the area of the base. All right, and this is like the area of a rectangle. Okay, and what is the area of a rectangle? That is what, length times what, breadth. Okay, so we're trying to look for the difference in the area of the new dog house from the old dog house. Now the old dog house is 2 feet by 3 feet. Okay, let's say this is the old. All right, old 2 feet by 3 feet, that is 2 times 3, and this will give us 6 feet square. Okay, and the new, still the same length times breadth, will give is 3 feet by that's the new plan for the dog house, is 3 feet times 5 feet, which is 15 feet square. All right, so now the question says how much larger is the area of the new dog house than the old dog house. So all we need to do is subtract 6 from 15. That's the old dog house from the new dog house. So we have 15 minus 6, and this will give us, what would that give us? That will give us 9 feet square. So this is how much larger the new dog house is than the old dog house. And our right option here is option B. Question 13 of the GED Math Practice Test. It says, what is the area of the blue space below? Okay, so this is our color blue. What is the area of this blue space below? Let us study this shape together. Okay, this shape, we have a rectangle here and also a circle inscribed in it. Okay, so we have two shapes here. That's a rectangle and a circle. All right, so from here we are told to find the area of the blue shape. Okay, so the area of the blue shape, who can tell me what the area of the blue shape would be? Do you know that? Okay, the area of the blue shape would be the area of the rectangle minus the area of the circle. That would give us this area here. Okay, that's the remaining spaces here. All right, so we are going to find the area of the rectangle, then subtract from the area of the circle, then we'll get the area of the blue space here. All right, so we have area of rectangle minus area of circle. Okay, so what's the area of a rectangle? That is your length times breadth, and we have our length here as 6 and our breadth here as 3. So we have 6 times 3, and what will this give us? 6 times 3 will give us 18. Now we have a circle here, and this radius clearly written as let me write this clearly. This is a 2 meter here. All right, this is 18 meters square. All right, so what's the formula for finding the area of a circle? That is pi r square. So we have a pi here times our r, which is our radius, is 2. So we have 2 times 2 square. So we have pi times 4. And what is pi times 4? Pi times 4 is what? This is a 4 here, is what? 12.5 meter square. So we subtract 12.5 meter square from 18 to get the area of our blue space. So we have what? 18 meters square minus 12.5 meter square. And what will this give us? This will give us what? 5.5 meter square. All right, and our right option here is option C. Question 14 of the GED math practice test says Carly gets a loan from a bank for a new car. She borrows $5,000 and gets a simple yearly interest for 8%. She pays it off in 3 years with 36 payments. What is her monthly payment? Okay, first of all, we need to get the interest that she has to pay on this money, okay, so that we'll get the total money that she would pay. Then we'll now divide by her 36 payments, okay, all right, to get her monthly payment. So how do we get our interest? I hope you remember the formula to find your simple interest is what? I is equal to what? Your P, which is your principal amount, and your R, which is your rate, and T, which is your time, divided by what? 100. All right, and what is our principal? Our principal is what? $5,000, which she borrowed. Our rate, she borrowed the interest at the 8% rate, and she's paying off at what? In time of what? 3 years. Okay, so we have what? 5,000 times 8 times what? 3 divided by 100. So this 0 will cancel out this 0 here, this 0 will cancel out this 0 here, and we have 50 times 8 times what? 3. And when you punch in these values into your calculator, we are going to have what? $1,200. So this is the amount she has to pay on top of the amount borrowed, okay? So the total amount she's going to pay the bank back would be what? $5,000 plus $1,200 plus $1,200. And what will this give us? This will give us $6,200. So this is the total amount she has to pay back. Now the question says she pays it off in 3 years with 36 payments. That is, 3 years. In a year we have 12 months. So for 3 years we have 36 what? Months. The question says what is her monthly payment? So we have to divide this, her total money she has to pay back, by what? 36 to get her monthly payments, okay, each monthly payment. And if you punch in your calculator, $6,200 divided by 36 will give us what? What will this give us? That will give us what? $172.22. So this is the amount she has to pay monthly in what? 36 payments to complete what? To complete the money she has to pay the bank back, which is what? $6,200. So this is the amount she has to pay back 36 times to complete the $6,200 she has to pay the bank back. All right, and our right option here is option A. Question 15 of the GED math practice test says Kelly needs 13 gallons of gas. One gas station in town has gas priced at $2.49 per gallon. The other gas station has gas prices at $2.62 per gallon. If Kelly buys gas for $2.49, how much will she save compared to the other station? Okay, so we're looking for how much she would save compared to the other station that's selling at what? $2.62 per gallon. And remember, Kelly needs what? 13 gallons of gas. So we have to find the total amount she would buy 13 gallons of gas at this price, okay? Then subtract it from the total amount she will buy 13 gallons of gas at what? This price, okay? So let us find that. Okay, what's the total amount she's going to buy 13 gallons of gas at this price? So that will be $2.49 times what? 13. Okay, this will give us, what will this give us? This will give us what? If you punch in your calculator, this is going to give us what? $32.37. And how much will it cost for her to get the 13 gallons of gas at $2.62? So this will be what? $2 62 cents times what? 13. And if you punch in your calculator, you're going to get what? You're going to get $34 and 6 what cents. Okay, so we're going to get $34.06. So to know how much you will save compared to the other station which sold at a higher price, we'll just subtract $32.37 from $34.06. Okay, so when to subtract that, what are we going to get? Okay, that will be 32.37. all right, so we are going to subtract. So this is 6. Can 6 subtract 7? No, we have to borrow a 1. Can we borrow a 1 from 0? No, we can't, but we can borrow a 1 from here. So when we borrow a 1 from here to here, it becomes a 10. You borrow a 1 from here to here, it becomes a 6, and we're left with 9 here. Okay, so 16 minus 9 will give us what? 16 minus 7 will give us what? A what? 9. Okay, will give us what? A 9, and we are left with 9 here. 9 minus 3 will give us what? A 6. Then don't forget your decimal point. What are we left with here? We're left with 3. 3 minus 2 will give us what? A 1, and 3 minus 3 is a 0. So we have what? $1.69. So this is the amount that Kelly is going to save if she buys gas for what? $2.49. And our right option here is option A. Okay, so thank you for staying tuned to the end of this video. Okay, thank you so much from DTW Tutorials, and don't forget to check the video description box of other things I offer to support you in your GED maths exams. All right, so thank you for staying tuned, and don't forget, Jesus Christ is coming soon. Give your life to Christ. He's the way, He's the truth, and the life. Okay, so you are destined to win. Bye. Don't forget also to subscribe, like, and give this video a thumbs up. Bye.